Yo, what is going on, everyone? It is Memory here. We are back for some more Oregairu, this being the fourth episode of the third season, guys. Previous episode, like I said, probably my favorite episode so far of this season, which, I mean, I've enjoyed every episode so far of this season, but the previous episode just, I don't know, really stands out to me. There was quite a bit we actually had. I mean, the stuff with Komachi and Saki's brother, that was just a really heartfelt moment, both of them passing the entrance exams. Big bro, big sis moments for Hiki and Saki. You gotta love that, right? We had some good Iroha focus, and then to top it all off, the whole thing with the prom, the promotional video, which that's the whole point of a promotional video, right? Is to promote the prom, and they did a damn good job of that because I already want the prom. It's probably gonna be like the actual thing, the real thing. Like it'll probably be towards the end of the season, I would imagine, but they have me really wanting that like now, as soon as possible, right? And I mean Yui. Everyone was looking great, but Yui just kind of stole the show for me, honestly, with how she was looking. Like, she was on just another level, in my opinion. In the previous episode with that, with them all dressing up, she was dancing with Hiki. We did see, though, like, those subtle, like, sad expressions, kind of depressing expressions on her face, though, and we kind of know what's going on with that. So it's like, but still, she was looking really damn good, and everyone was, to be fair. And I'm curious to see, where we go from here as we build up, obviously, to the prom. Like I said, it's probably gonna be towards the end of this season, so we'll see what happens with this episode, guys. We're starting at the very beginning, 0 seconds, and we're gonna hop into it in 3, 2, 1, play. Oh yeah, everyone's seeing it. Everyone's seeing it. There's a social media account. Spread that online, yeah. any promotion, good promotion, right? Good, I guess good or bad, but this is all good. This is all good. This wasn't for, yeah, like he said, this is not for me. I love when his voice actor does that. Did you put an X on the one with her and Hiki? Kind of quick how they did that, but I love how this was supposed to be like Yukino's whole thing. Obviously, we were there for help, like Hiki and Yui, but it's like the service club kind of took the job in a sense. Like, okay, well, I just said that, and now I guess that's it for now. For now. Hiroha's just like in the back seat, kind of like, right? She's like, yeah, if that's what you say, I guess. Like, right? Yeah, sure. They both looked at each other at the same time, or he caught her kind of staring at him, looking at him. She wants to say something. Look how she moving the arms like that. Hiki, good man, good man. He knew, good man. Instantly lights up, instantly lights up. So this might be kind of like a date almost. Which is like, they're doing this to us. If they're really about to do, like, Hiki and Yui about to spend some time together, some quality time. We know what's going on right now, like, kind of where they're going with it, right? With Yukino and Hiki and Yui seeing the picture. So, it's just, it's kind of not right, but I do want to see this too. Because if she wants to kind of be like that, like how she is, like how Yukino is starting to get with Hiki, like if she wants to kind of be close to him, like in that way as well, or get closer to him, then she would have to act in a way that's just like, I don't know if you would say dishonest or non-genuine. I guess you would say non-genuine, right? So that's why Yui is probably like, there's a lot of interesting dynamic characters in this series, but Yui really does, I would say, probably stands out the most for me personally in terms of like her character, like how dynamic her character is. And then there's also the whole thing with Shizuka-sensei that you guys pointed out, which I didn't really think much into it, but yes, did look like she, when I went back and looked, it looks like she's packing up her stuff. So if she is leaving the school, bro, hmm, I, no, right? Like, no, it can't happen. No, please don't. But we'll see, though. Just give her something from the heart, you know, something like... right, just kind of sits there on the shelf or something. Like, it's the thought that counts, though, right? It's the thought that counts. Taking a couple pictures, huh? Took a selfie with it too. Couple selfies, bunch of selfies. We don't. I mean, we do see Hiki get like this, but we don't see it like really often. You know, kind of get like this about it. Aww. See, this is like a date, man. They can't be doing this to me, dude, because we know there's only pain to come. Like, there's only pain to come, man. 100%, dude. Like, see what I mean? Like husband, wife, kid, like, because this is what she wants. Probably, this is what she wants with Hiki. This is what she wants to have, something like that, right? Like, and you even got all these like items you would put in your home. Like, what is that? A candle? You got plants. Like, that's where. Oh my God, they ain't right. They ain't right for this, dude. I already see what they're doing. I see right through it. Everyone's different. Everyone's different at figuring those things out. It does put a lot of pressure on, them though, in general. An idol? Really? Yeah, that's like kind of normal for kids to think about stuff like that, right? Hiki as an idol? Hiki as an idol? I can't even like picture that. Becoming a bride. See, yeah, in his bride at that, right? Like all these homemade, all these things that you would put in a home, right? Like, right? Like you got the bed, you got the plants, you got the candles, you got like something for baking. I don't like this, but I do like kind of at the same time, because it's nice seeing them spend time together like this. But there's just a lot of sadness kind of behind it because we know what it is. We know what it is. Uh oh. Okay, we got Yukino here, Shizuka-sensei, Haruno, and her mother. I'm kind of I'm starting to shake a little bit. Oh boy. Oh boy. Wasn't very wholesome. They look like they're having a great time in there, right? Like, I get it. Yeah, the alumni probably want something. Eh. The alumni though, they tradition. Gotta keep it traditional. And the dad's involved too. I mean, they're trying something different here. Like, who's to say like they won't enjoy it even more, right, or something like that? So what? The old people, the old people, or something like. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. That's a spot on observation, Hiki. After they've already put some effort and work into it, obviously they've done a lot with it already. that's that's how I feel, right? Like you need a. I don't smoke. I had talked about this in the previous episode, but just a breath, like, jeez, that was tense. To all of their surprise, hasn't been made official yet. It has to be about her leaving. Yeah, they're all like, oh no, oh shit. And this is like, besides like Komachi, maybe I'd say, or maybe more so than Komachi, like Shizuka is like kind of like a pillar for Hiki in support, you know. So it is big for a lot of them, for a lot of the students. So if she's leaving, bro, that's big. That's gonna be sad. As the push on. This is yeah, right. This is what she wants to do. There's this again though, the big brother thing. But that's true too though. That's true too though. And right now she wants to do this by herself, right? This is her path, right? This is something of course they want to help her, but hmm, definitely. I agree with that. I agree with that. Oh. Yo, this is big, man. Dude, her eyes like oh my god, dude, and the look on her face, the expression, man, like that was big though, but that was genuine, right? That was kind of what we want when you really think about it, you know, right? Like as tough as that may be to handle, right? That's a love triangle. She was not expecting that. That she was. You see the look on her face. It kind of reminded me of her expression when Yukino said that. Like it's not that funny. Codependency. Here she goes pushing the buttons, man, as she always does, pushing the buttons as always. Huh. I think what she was getting there is like, yo, Hiki gets that, when someone relies on him, or like, someone like Yukino relies, especially Yukino, when Yukino relies on him, he gets that self kind of like gratification. But that is true, the whole codependency thing with all three of them. Your place. What's her name in her phone, by the way? But Oh, that's what it was. I couldn't read the text quick enough. Yukino doesn't want them to get involved. That's why she held that from them. Ooh. And I care for her. I really care for her. Yui heard that shit, dude. No, she definitely heard that shit. There's no way, right? Yui's left out of it. See, this is why they're not right for this, bro. Cause they had this whole thing at the beginning of the episode, right? Like they're spending time. It's kind of like a date, and then it's like she's just kind of left out, man. Of course, she cares about him, so she wants to root him on. But then she know, like, this is it. Like she knows what it is, right? That she has to, accept it, right? Like that's Yui's VA too, man. You can't do this to my girl, man. This is just not right, bro. She held back, so like, well, we did see some tears, but yeah, cause she's right. He would have stayed there with her. Yeah, yep. Bro, this ain't right, man. And she says, "I wish they wouldn't have stopped." Bro, mmm. That just ain't right though, dude. Because like I knew what they were doing with it. I knew what they were. This is like how is their relationship going to be from this point on? Now that she's like, I think this is it. Like this is her fully accepting what it is, right? Like that, like she's kind of out of the picture here in terms of like that, right? Like in terms of the relationship between Hiki and Yukina and how close they're getting and all of that. It's like, damn, dude. There's like so much here in this episode though. Like the whole codependency thing, the I mean, that's probably the biggest thing honestly with this episode, like besides the Yui, that right there what we had at the end. But the whole codependency thing that Haruno brings up, she's right. She's right. I brought it up earlier, like with Hiki, like when Yukino comes to him for help, or when he helps Yukino, he feels like that sort of like I said, like self gratification almost. And I mean, you could go through each of them and say how they kind of depend off of each other, you know? Like with Yui and Hiki, and just the triangle, right? Yukinon to Hiki, Hiki to Yukinon, Hiki to Yui, Yui to you could go through all of them, and Yui and Yukinon. It's something like I can't even really put into words, or like this, because it's just so much to take in. But it's not something I can even put into words right now as I sit here after in this episode. Like this is something I have to think about. Like I can't sit here in a recording in because I'll just sit here in silence trying to process everything. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's kind of like that to me. But Haruno is definitely right in that obviously to rely on someone or depend on someone sometimes is okay, but like for them it is definitely a bad thing. Like the whole codependency thing. Like I'm gonna have to kind of sit on this one and really process it and probably watch it again or another time or two to kind of fully digest, because there's only so much you can kind of get, especially me for doing reactions, like sitting down here and watching it and you providing commentary and all that. There's only so much I feel like I get. But when I watch these things again, especially if it's an episode like this or one of those kinds of episodes, like watching it again or a time or two on my own is where it really starts to sink in for me, or like you'll process it more, especially a series like Oregairu where it's just super complex with a lot of the character dynamics and just all of that. But there is a lot in this episode. I mean, the stuff with Shizuka-sensei as well. I mean, there's just so much to freaking talk about. It's just the whole thing with Yui, man. I'm not gonna be able to get over that, because it's like they had kind of a date with the two of them. They showed a husband and a wife and a kid. So obviously Yui's thinking about that with Hiki, and it's like you see a lot of the home items, candles, plants, a bed, right? Just a lot of things, cooking utensils. I mean, it's like, because that's what she, ideally that's what she wants. It's like a dream of hers, and then just like the reality of it, and the just, I guess, her facing what it is fully. I would say that's what that was at the end of this episode, So it's like, it's tough, dude. It's tough. Yeah, obviously he can't have both of them. It's like it wouldn't be genuine. I don't know. It's just like a crazy situation, man, and a crazy dynamic, and an awesome dynamic at that. But it's like, this is so much to take in, dude. Honestly, I don't even know what else to say. But I'm gonna have to definitely watch this again. Probably, it's like that ReZero episode we had Wednesday or yesterday. Like, this is one I'm gonna have to watch again, probably a time or two again, to even get more fully process it. Hopefully, come to understand. It's hard to understand this series sometimes. It really is, honestly. In what's going on with all of our characters and their thought processes, and just it really is. So this is one of those episodes for sure. I gotta say, but that Yui scene, man. Damn. And her voice actress, whew, the song over it, man, what an episode. I know I was saying last week's episode was my favorite of this season so far, but this one might even top that. I would say this one probably does top that. Honestly, yeah, for sure. So far with this season. So we'll see where we go from this, but it's where we're going now, like with the prom, like, we saw the prom promotional stuff. It was all happy and laughs and dancing and all that. Although we did see like some subtle shots of Yui where she was like kind of sad. That she had those sad expressions. But I feel like the prom we're gonna go into towards the end of the season isn't gonna be all laughs and smiles and happy times. Like, but we'll see, man. We'll see. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you all thought of this episode of Oregairu. There's a lot to digest. That's for sure. If you guys did enjoy my reaction to this episode, make sure you drop a like. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you for watching. Peace out.